Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Vegan Amino, who I've mentioned before in previous videos and you guys loved it since so many of you also use Vegan Amino. I've actually created a question and answer blog post on my profile, so come on over and ask me anything vegan related that you like, and I will be answering all questions in the comment section of the blog post. This is a good chance to ask me anything in terms of cooking or about any of my recipes, but it doesn't have to be related to just that. You can ask me anything about vegan beauty, vegan fashion, vegan lifestyle, or if you're just after any tips or advice on being or going vegan, I'll be happy to answer them. If you're new to Amino, it's a great app with millions of different communities for people to unite around their passions and interests. And over on Vegan Amino, you can chat to other vegans by joining public chats with different topics. It's great if you're new to veganism, especially with it being the new year, and you want to ask for some tips or advice. You can follow others and see what they post. You can share your own recipes and try out other people's recipes too. To participate in my Q&A on Vegan Amino, just click the link in the description or pinned YouTube comment down below and follow the prompts to download Amino for free on iOS or Android. Or you can download Amino by searching your app store, then searching for vegan once you're in. Remember, you can find me there by searching my username, JessBeautician. I can't wait to see you over there and I'm excited to answer some of your questions. So on to what I had for breakfast this day, and that was some coconut yogurt with nuts and berries. I first put some KoKo dairy-free coconut yogurt into a bowl. I then sprinkled over some chopped pecan nuts and a handful of fresh berries that were blueberries, raspberries and blackberries. I then took Coconut Merchant's coconut honey, which is a vegan honey alternative made from coconut nectar, and I just drizzled some of that over the top. This is such a quick and simple breakfast, one that I would tend to make more so in the summer, but I've just been really fancying it for breakfast recently, especially since overeating at Christmas. It's light and refreshing. You could obviously use whichever vegan yogurt you like or whichever is available to you. My favourite is KoKo's coconut yogurt, as I've said many times before. It's actually made from coconut, unlike most coconut yogurts which are actually soya but are just flavoured with coconut. However, it doesn't taste too much of coconut and it's so creamy, so it's great for sweet dishes like this breakfast, but I also like to use it for savoury dishes like curries. For lunch I just had some avocado toast with some smoked lentils. I first cooked a cup of rinsed pre-lentils in a pan with 3 cups of vegetable stock for around 30 minutes until they were soft. You can just cook them in water if you like. I like using vegetable stock as I find the lentils soak up all of the flavour as they cook. Once they were cooked, I just transferred them to a bowl, and then to the same pan I added a tablespoon of oil, then half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. I just fried the spices off for a few minutes until they began to smell really fragrant. Then I added the cooked lentils back into the pan and then turned them through the spices. Next I added in 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar and the juice of half a small lemon, then seasoned it with salt and black pepper. I then gave everything another good stir and just left that on a low heat. I then cut up 2 slices of crusty seeded bread and put them in the toaster to toast. Then once they were done, I placed them on a plate. I'd also mashed up 1 avocado in a bowl, and then to that I added 2 crushed cloves of garlic, the juice of the other half of the small lemon, then I mixed it all together. I then added the avocado mixture on top of both slices of toast and spread it over. I then added half of the smoked lentils on top, and then I added on some toasted coconut chips. I'd also finely sliced a red onion and I added that on top too, as well as some fresh pea shoots. I had a brunch similar to this in a vegan restaurant I ate at recently and it was so good, and although I had no idea what the recipe was, I just tried to recreate something similar. I think it was made with avocado hummus, but I wanted to do smashed avocado with garlic. I thought that would work really well. I'm not sure what was added to the lentils, but I thought smoked paprika would work really nicely with the other spices I added in to give it a slightly smoked flavour. It also had coconut bacon on the top, and the toasted coconut complements it really nicely. The red onion adds a nice bite to it, and the pea shoots also give it some freshness. And overall it's just such an easy but delicious brunch lunch. or breakfast idea. In the afternoon as a snack, I had some of this toasted 3-onion dip from Wicked Kitchen. I picked up a few of these to try over Christmas, but this one was left over. I just had it here with a couple of celery sticks to dip into it. It's made with crispy white onion and spring onion with a parsley drizzle over the top. It's so creamy and tasty. All of my non-vegan family and friends loved it and couldn't believe that it's vegan. It's great for things like that when you don't want to or don't have the time to make something yourself, but want to show others how delicious vegan food can be, though I'd probably only buy it again for those kind of occasions and not on a regular basis, because I am trying to cut down on how much plastic packaging I buy. Then much later on for dinner, I made some red pesto cauliflower steaks with wild rice and smoked lentils. I first preheated my oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Next, I cut a small head of cauliflower into 4 steaks. I then brushed a large baking dish with a little oil. I placed the cauliflower steaks into the dish. Then I took some of Mr. Organic's organic Italian red pepper pesto and I just brushed that over each of the 4 cauliflower steaks on both sides evenly. I then placed that into the oven to roast for around 30 minutes, turning each steak over halfway through. Meanwhile, I poured some boiling water into a pan and added in a good pinch of salt. I then added 1 cup of wild rice and just let that cook for around 25 minutes. While that was on, I made a quick kind of salsa with 12 quartered cherry tomatoes, the other half of the red onion left over from lunch finely chopped, 1 small handful of chopped fresh mint, the juice of half a lime, and seasoned it with some salt and black pepper. I then mixed that all together well. Once the rice was cooked, I drained off any remaining water. I then added in the other half of the smoked lentils left over from lunch into the pan and just turned those through the rice. I then plated that up on our plates first. I next removed the cauliflower steaks from the oven, and at this point they were nicely roasted. I then added the cauliflower steaks on top of the rice, and then to that I just added some coconut yogurt, then the tomato, onion and mint salsa I'd made, and also a wedge of lime on the side. I love making cauliflower steaks. They just make for a really easy dinner and you can serve them with so many things. This was the first time I'd actually made them with red pesto and it worked really nicely. The lentils and the rice were really lovely together too. It was just a good way to use up the leftover lentils. And then the coconut yogurt and salsa on top just give it so much more flavour, as well as the lime juice, which I just like to squeeze on all over. I'm making a lot of these kind of dinners at the moment. They're quick and easy to do and you can use so many alternative ingredients. Then for dessert, I just had some raspberries with some melted white chocolate. I first just broke up a few squares of iChoc's vegan white chocolate and I added that into a glass bowl over a pan of boiling water, and I just stirred it until it melted down. I placed a handful of fresh raspberries in a bowl, and then once the chocolate was completely melted, I just drizzled it over the top of the raspberries. I bought this chocolate to try and I actually didn't like it, so I tried melting it down and drizzled it over some strawberries, and it was much nicer than eating it in pieces. And for some reason it tasted more like white chocolate when it was warm. I love it either with strawberries or raspberries, and it's just an easy dessert to throw together if you fancy something sweet after dinner. And that's it for another day on my plate. Don't forget to check out Vegan Amino. The link is in the description box below. I've also written all of the recipes down there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you again soon. Bye!